Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nëïgsëndöïg Cöcülës Show. My name is Nëïgsëndöïg Cöcülës, the namesake for this here podcast. So, we've got something very interesting going on from EA, a new skate game. Not called Skate 4. It's just gonna be Skate, stylized with all lowercase letters. As I said, this game is made by a non-Black Box studio. Black Box was the best EA studio that ever existed. It will have a free-to-play model that will be stupidly abused with dark patterns galore. And there's a massive chance it will become pay-to-win, knowing how these sorts of games will go. Now, I will have a solution of what you can do about it, with games that actually work well for the skate itch of the modern day. Maybe there will be a requirement to play the older games, such as Skate 3, if you still have a PlayStation 3 or an Xbox 360 that works. Now, first things first, let's get into the Skate reboot. This is a quadruple A game. It will be quadruple A. It's made by Full Circle, and the same creative director of the Skate series is also going to be directing this one as well. That doesn't look like a good sign. Now, it will be published by EA because EA owns the Skate series, after all. Multiple platforms will be released for it. PC will be included for this free-to-play AI slop. The engine that will be used for this game is called the Frostbite engine, which is EA's own in-house engine. They have been caught using this engine and abusing the you-know-what out of it in games like FIFA, now called EA Sports FC, Madden, and maybe their other sports titles as well. This will be a live service malware service. Yes, live service malware disguised as an online-only video game. Hence, why it is called Quadruple A. This was actually coined by someone at Ubisoft. Now, this was originally released in alpha playtesting, specifically to content creators who shilled for EA, not for the skate community itself. That is where the macrotransactions, not microtransactions, macrotransactions will come into play. It will have a clean, corporate, sloppy style that most AAA and a couple of quadruple A games have nowadays. And I have a sneaking suspicion it will be AI slop. I mean, come on, really? If you think it's going to have this clean, corporate style, it's going to be using AI. Activision was called out for using AI in their slop. Other studios and other publishers, big ones mind you, are doing the exact same thing. EA will definitely be doing that for Skate. It will be one of the soulless Fortnite-style games in terms of the art style. I've seen Skate, and oh boy, it's not good. Now, we are going to have a in-game currency. This is where the dark patterns come in, which will be called San Van Bucks, because the game will take place in a place called San Vansterdam. Interesting. Maybe take a look at one of the earlier bonus episodes, maybe bonus episode number 1. Yeah, you see where I'm going to be going with that, because it's heavily involved. Now, I knew this would end up being a means to get skate fans to cough up everything they have in their wallets. In other words, this will be nostalgia bait. This is the same thing, by the way, for Battlefield 6, which will use EA's version of Ricochet. Nah, I'm going to call it Rico Crap. It's something called Javelin. We got to come up with a good nickname for Javelin, though. It will be an anti-cheat. It's not really an anti-cheat. It's a botnet, and this is what Activision does. It's going to be an AI botnet, and EA is going right into it. Oh, and for those using Linux, Battlefield 6 will be unplayable for Linux because Linux users cannot be spied on if proper OPSEC is used. This is what EA did when they turned off that box for EAC support for Proton in Apex Legends, which is why I am unable to play the game. Because Linux players cheat! Remember that from episode 1? Now, let's get into modern EA. Most of us know that they suck. There are some exceptions, like for example, Need for Speed Heat by EA Gothenburg. They were formerly Ghost Games. Another one, for some strange reason, was a co-op adventure game called It Takes Two. Now, being a 2000s and 2010s kid, old school EA was much better. I'm talking Madden 08, Need for Speed Carbon, Most Wanted 2005 version, Battlefield 2, Rabbit. Yes, Rabbit. It's a fighting game made for Japanese audiences, and this is a game EA released. I'm not joking. Look this stuff up. Now, the point of no return when EA started to stink up to high heaven was the aggressive monetization nonsense. I'm talking pay to win single player. Yes, single player being pay to win. Loot boxes without transparency. Battle passes. Pre-order based FOMO. Do I really need to go on with this? We also have a lot of aggressive overwork on games. This is why studios like Black Box and BioWare ended up failing because they were basically overworked, not to death, but to studio closure. This started in the 2010s, though, technically speaking, this may have started all the way back in the mid-90s when EA ruined studios they had bought. Like, for example, when they included DRM without customer care. The official Sims support and download pages have apparently been disabled due to a big flip you EULA. Who knew EA's games went anti-ownership? Now, another claim was The Sims 2 in 2006. One of my folks absolutely loves Sims 3 though, for some reason. Now, I found a post on Reddit actually that gave me all this information as of thus far. I am using RedLib and Edrit though. A lot of classic game series have apparently gotten clobbered thanks to EA buying the studios behind them and shutting them down because they don't like when good games are made. They like when corporate slop is made for money. They even would like it better if AI was used to do everything. If humans using AI do a lot better job at actually producing bad quality content than people taking their time on something like this. That is what ticks me off. Now, other big publishers like Activision Blizzard and Ubisoft are just as bad, if not worse, than EA. I've talked about this a little bit during the episode. Activision, for example, ruined Call of Duty after Black Ops 4 in 2018. Now, what ruined it? Rico crap introduction with Modern Warfare 2019. And Black Ops 6 Part 2, also known as Black Ops 7, is going to have Ricochet as well. Excuse me, Rico crap. Call it Rico crap, because that's what this is. It's trash. Like, come on. It's like you find a trash panda in a treehouse just because you didn't secure it properly. Anyway, Guitar Hero. Activision also ruined it with GH Live. I heard about how bad it was. Overwatch 2. Yes, Overwatch 2. What ruined it? An LLM spying on chats. Was that really necessary? Oh, and it was confirmed to be an ADL-made LLM for the multiple reports that I had found on this matter. Yes, the Anti-Defamation League was behind an AI LLM that Activision bought. Disgusting. Diablo was ruined for some forsaken reason as well. I heard Diablo 4 was an absolute mess. And yeah, I wouldn't even play Diablo 4 because it's apparently pay to win. Ubisoft. Well, they killed a COD killer game that was apparently really good called X Defiant. This would have been the Unreal Tournament 4 of today, I think. We all know about Unreal Tournament 4, right? Oh, yeah. Unreal Tournament is now abandonware because Tim Sweeney and company at Epic Games didn't like the fact that they just didn't want to work on something anymore, or they just wanted to work on Fortnite. And we got this group of guys over here making an Unreal Tournament game. So he just snatched them, shut down the entirety of Unreal Tournament, and basically abandoned. It was just abandoned altogether. So it's now abandonware. And Tim just classified them as abandonware so people can actually start downloading it. Seriously. Doesn't matter. Older stuff is going to be much, much better. So, what in the world are we to do now? You need to find an older game that is no longer on sale in any store shelves, on any digital storefront. If it's nowhere to be found for a price, it's abandonware. You can get it. Abandonware is not the same as just getting a game off of Steam, for example. You can also find a free software game like Xenotic for a first-person shooter. Freedoom is another first-person shooter. Super Tux Kart is also really good, and Sonic Roboblast 2 and its variant SRP2 Kart, and a fork of that called Dr. Robotnik's Ring Racers. I've played all 4 of these on the channel before. Now, there are many, many free and open source software games that you may have not known of. Most of them are going to be free software. So I'm talking things like GPL, or I think MPL. I know one game is MPL, that's Quaver. Then you've got BSD. BSD, I'm not sure about BSD exactly. It might not really be compatible. Apache 2.0 is a free software license and is compatible with GPL. And I think there are some other licenses that the Free Software Foundation likes as well. Another idea is board games, since you own them. You don't rent them, you own them. Or you can just get an indie game like Peak, which I would love to try sometime. It's like, what, $9-10 on Steam? That's not bad. Now, there's a lot out there. So what I would do, just find it. Literally, just find that stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. That said, every episode releases every Wednesday afternoon, provided there are no scheduling conflicts, at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. You can listen to this podcast on Wavelake, YouTube, and any other Podcast 2.0 player, such as Podverse, Fountain, which has a bug, AntennaPod, and many more. You can also copy the RSS feed, located in the show notes YouTube side, and paste it to a player that doesn't support Podcast 2.0. I listen on AntennaPod on my Pixel 8 Pro, and it works great for my needs. Yes, that Pixel has Graphene OS on it. That said, I'm out of time for today's episode. Thank you, and good night.